No, dog. Nice try.
Speaking of Africa, Caesar, something broke my heart. And honestly, it just sucks because really I want players of African descent in Europe to play for African nations. I love that. But this one's different. And I think you agree with me, yes?
Go ahead and continue.
But do you agree with me?
I do agree with you.
Okay. Now, it's a little different because there's a player in Spain who has broken a record for most consecutive appearances, which is like 200 something. He's an amazing player. Like, we're talking about Inaki Williams. Anybody who watching Inaki play, you see a center forward who is smart, two-footed, good passer, great awareness, good shot. Not a prolific goal scorer, but good shot. Did I say two-footed? Yes. Header of the ball, fast, strong, relentless. Plays on a team where they cannot recruit. They don't be having the best team like that. They can't go get, baller midfielders to serve up dudes. They got a couple good players. They got Munain. He's all right. He looks better than what he is because he's playing on a team that's not that great.
Yeah, Munain's a hood rich too.
You know what I mean? But for some reason, which obviously we'll never get the answer to because people like Sid Lowe are lazy, could never get called up for Spain. I watched Iago Aspas get called up until he was 32. I watched Morata get called up while he was still playing for Chelsea, and everybody's booing him at Chelsea. I watched Dagon. Who's that other dude? Who's a left-footed dude? Gerard Moreno get called up. There's another left-footed dude, I think. Who's the dude from like Celta Vigo or something like that?
Oh, not Iago Aspas.
No, or maybe
Nolito.
Huh?
Nolito got called up.
There's some other little left-footed dude. I'm like, this dude's wait, is Danny Olmo a center back or a forward?
Who's the one that went to BVB?
Oh my God, yes. I forgot his name. Hold on. Danny Olmo's a forward, right? The dude who plays for
he's a cam. He's like a cam forward.
Okay.
He plays forward for Spain because Spain doesn't have a forward. Because
that fool get called up. Danny Olmo got 24 caps. And that
Danny Olmo got 24 caps and he plays for goddamn Leipzig.
RB Leipzig. Before that, he was playing for Dinamo Zagreb.
He's never played for Spain in his life. He
never played on a Spanish team in his whole daggone life. This fool's youth career, part of it was in Croatia, and he was getting called up. And Inaki Williams could never get called up. Now, at some point, Luis Enrique took over the team, and I just feel like if I'm some Spanish journalist or some English dude who gets the pleasure of covering Spain, I know I'm going off. Why? And I'm asking Sid Lowe on Twitter, how come Inaki Williams don't get called up? Oh, because this guy's better than him. This guy's better than him. I'm like, dog, you're a cap. You're watching these games, right? Inaki Williams is better than everybody. But I believe that Luis Enrique or the Spanish FA did not want Inaki Williams to be the star of the team. They knew, like, what's the fool's name? The big buff dude from Wolves. Traore, he's weak. Like, he's not good. Barcelona told him get out of here. What's the name? Ansu Fati. Like, Ansu Fati's regular. He's a winger. That's different.
He's been injured too much,
and he's like
Ansu Fati. Inaki has played more.
Iron Man.
He's played more games in one season than the whole career of Ansu Fati.
If Inaki Williams is there starting in like the 2018, he's going to be Spain's best player. He's going to be a star. And either the Spanish FA or Luis Enrique was like, we're not having this black ass dude be the star of our team. This Basque black ass dude be the star of our team. Rant over.
Yeah, maybe Luis Enrique is like has some political views that don't align with Basque people. I don't know.
He's a super Catalan. He's super Catalan.
He's super Catalonian. He's had some interesting remarks earlier in his past about Castilla players and players from the Castilla region and stuff like that. He gets a little goofy about that stuff. He thinks I forgot, but I didn't forget about that. But regardless of that, I think there's things that we talked about where people say, "Oh, well, statistics this and this." Let me tell you something right now. Some players you need to give a pass for on statistics based upon the teams they're on. He plays for a team that's held down by only getting players of and regional descent only. There's not like he can just. It's not like the players there are just all anybody can't. A Brazilian's never gonna play for them ever, and that's a very. It can be a controversial view, but it's culturally significant to the sport because no other sport does this. It's not like New York only gets New York players since history. Like this is something that's very unique, and I think it's a beautiful thing to follow for the sport. It's a cool thing in the story that like a club is basically a national team. And that's
the only team.
Because this club is older than the border that separates the teams that play. That's how old this region is. The region is before the time in which Spain and France were as countries and split. So these people from either side of the country are all consider themselves one identity, and they're Basque,
which is what you are.
Yeah, which is what I am. And Inaki Williams being the Cal Ripken Jr. of soccer, hasn't missed a game in 5 years. Even his brother made his debut this year, played 7 games in a row, was out injured for the rest of the season. Okay. This is a man who played in Copa del Rey that they flew to Saudi Arabia, came back, played in Spain, flew to Saudi Arabia, came back. They went all the way to the final of Copa del Rey. That's almost 40 games in a season for a team that has a small roster. He's there in every single game. Injury, or we don't even know if he's injured or not, but he's there. He shows up. And what's more important than someone that gives you 30 goals or whatever statistically is someone that's there no matter what, someone you can count on. What he did, put his whole body and time and patience and blood, sweat, and tears for Spain, should have been reciprocated with the call out. And that's what I'll give. Talk mess all you want about South America like Mbappe did, but at least Brazil, no matter how many people are balling, will always call up 3 to 2 to 4 domestic players. And that is maybe not important to you, me, or anybody watches in Maine, but in Brazil, that's huge. Brazilians literally be in the comments blasting a player from the local club that hopefully gets that call up, like Fagner and other players that were on the team. It's huge. It's huge. And I think that it's hurtful that Spain didn't do that. You're going to give a call up to some damn Cam who runs probably a 7.0 40-yard dash named Danny Olmo, a call up over a Spanish legend who made comments before saying that he is born here. He's born in Basque. He's born in Bilbao, and he doesn't feel right representing Ghana because that's his family root, but not his.
Last year, he said that. Last year. He said that.
And his is sad because his journey to playing for Ghana doesn't come from a righteous, pure heart feeling of like, man, I've been doing this and I just don't feel, I feel like I want to represent my people. It came from there being having to find an alternative, being almost 30 years old, 27, 28, World Cup coming up in November, and thinking to yourself, man, these only come around every 4 years. Like, AFCON just happened. Maybe he watched AFCON, honestly. It was like, I don't know. Like,
he was like,
I'm missing nothing. Okay, Bam. Maybe he's just like, I'm missing out on so much, pledging allegiance to someone who doesn't reciprocate the love. And maybe he feels love within his own region. And maybe